This video is for you if you are a mama and you are holding a new baby all the time. I hurt my back very early on in postpartum weeks. So these tips are for you to protect your back and to strengthen your core gradually with your day-to-day activities. If you are looking to explore holistic ways to up-level your energy so you can feel more vibrant, productive, and courageous, then welcome to my channel. So first things first, this is probably a classic and you've heard it before, but I just want to make sure that you're doing it. You're going to bend your knees whenever you get up and down. Literally. Bend your knees, press into your heels, and sit the sit bones back. Now do that every time you're holding the baby or not, but you can use your hands to help back up. That's like number one squat rule to sit. And if you're feeling a bit sensitive in that area, which I totally did because I was like, woo, torn. I had to like not sit on that area. So I'd like sit back and I'd be like, oh my God, got it. Catch myself with the hand and like sit on the back of my bum. Not on the middle bit. So you're stacking your joints. Stacking it, getting down there, keeping the heels and the weight in the heels. So you should be able to wriggle your toes as you're doing this because that protects your knee joint. And keep the knees wide as well. So from a front on view, you're keeping it fairly wide, going up and down. Instead of like, you know, the awkward, anything else that might be happening, protect your lower back. And then second of all, when you're feeding baby, I'm gonna use this guy because my boy is already way too large to represent a newborn. He was already too large as a newborn to be a newborn, 4.5 kilos. When you find your place to sit, I always had to like, you know, tilt the pelvis forward to keep this area off the actual thing. So a pillow behind your lower back helps because then it pushes it forward and you're not like rounding your back constantly and it's like getting really sore and stretching the ligaments. So put a lower little pillow in the back, let your shoulders rest, maybe even a pillow for your head. But if you're happy to hold it up for a bit, that's fine. But when the baby's super heavy, you're actually constantly tightening here in the neck area and in the shoulder and in the arm and in your wrist. So this is all like holding weight, right? And you might not be noticing it because you're like staring at them and you're like, oh, you're so beautiful. But what you should be doing, you don't need to go out and buy a fancy pillow. Just use the pillows you have or get some cheap ones. Put one under the elbow that has the baby's head in it. You can lean into that a little bit. What also helps is putting one under the leg of where the elbow is. Or have something that you can put your foot on, like here a chair or a, you know, those footstools. Or maybe even scooching over onto another longer part of the couch. You can put your foot up there, have the pillow for your elbow, have your baby sitting in there. And then maybe even a pillow for this elbow if you're feeling like you want to hold the legs, right? And they can sit nice and comfortable. Sometimes I like this one here as well to hold them. But that's the main three. One for your lower back, maybe one for your head, and one for the elbow. Foot up. So your forearm can rest on this leg, okay? Yeah. Otherwise, another option is obviously to lie down, have a pillow under your head like this and let baby suck on the nippy while you're lying down like this. Legs can be however you like, but mostly important is that the hips are always in line with the kid's head because that's how they drink. If the hips are like this, the kid will probably lose focus or they can't drink properly or their digestion is also twisted, so it struggles. It's harder for them to actually get the milk where it's supposed to go. Now, a lot of back pain, if you're feeling any intensity in the lower back, usually comes from our hips. Our hips being tight. Now in pregnancy you have a whole lot of hormones going on that make you more flexible as well, because your whole pelvis and your hips had to move around to let the baby out. If you had a natural birth or not, it was still prepping for it. I know that after I gave birth, my hips were so sore, and even through pregnancy I felt the sides always really sore because it was like expanding. But after pregnancy it was also really sore because of all the trauma that it experienced. So these are 3 yoga moves that I loved and really helped relieve that soreness. You keep your feet wide, knees are up, hands are behind you, lift your heart, and then drop the knees to one side. It's called windscreen wiper. Take a few breaths. If you want to take it a bit more intense, you can push that top knee down and push this hip forward. Gives it a bit of a different feeling. And then bring that sit bone back down. This sit bone here pushes back down to the floor, and we drop the knees the opposite way. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just do a few of these, and you always try to pull that sit bone back down. And again, you can push that knee forward and the hip forward if that feels nice. Oh, it gives a bit of a twist as well. Another one was to bring my soles of the feet together, keep the knees wide and literally just forward fold. It feels beautiful on your lower back, but also releases the hips. Now it might be a bit sensitive to spread your legs like that after you've been stitched up or something, but just listen to your own body, obviously. Yogi squat. So this one I did when I was pregnant as well. It's bloody brilliant. You sit back, you can sit on a pillow or one of these yoga blocks, and you lean your chest forward, you try to lengthen your back, bring your hands out wide, push your feet into the floor, push your elbows into your legs, push your knees in. Engage the pelvic floor here, so don't let it all just hang out. Engage it here to pull it up and in. Another option here is you can fold up something to put your heels on. That makes it a little bit easier as you come down. Lift through the arches of the feet. Bring your hands at your heart center. Lift up nice and tall. And always deep breathing as you're stretching. Let yourself relax into them, because when you're relaxed, your body lets go a little bit. You can stretch and open up a bit further. One more. Child's pose. Toes touch. Hip drops back. Head rests down. Brilliant, if you ask me. It doesn't take much. That's it, really. Hope you guys have a happy back and a happy time with your baby. And in closing of this video, I want to invite you to the membership that I created with lots of little videos where you can tune into your body, feel better, feel relaxed. Like whenever I was feeling tense or when baby was crying and I was wanting to go, but I loved him so much, and I really did, that I had to just calm myself down. I had to reset, I had to revive, I had to pass him off to someone or just lay him down in his bed for a moment and chill. That's what helped me. These movements combined with breath and then activating my brain as well, so using my imagination, all that combined in really short videos, 2 to 10 minutes long. See the link below if you want to have something like that help you as well. And if this video was helpful, hit subscribe and like, because it gets other people that are looking for stuff like this to see it as well.